Baby, listen to me carefully, okay? When a woman transitions, her truth comes to surface whether people want to face it or not. Because when you die, everybody masks fall off and everybody's real intentions come out. Can I get an amen on that? You're going to find out who's real once certain people die in your life. And the more I sat with this situation, y'all, the more the dots just connected themselves together. I didn't need headlines. I didn't need interviews. I didn't need family statements. The energy told the whole story. Something about the way Traci moved. Something about the decisions she made. Something about the way she structured her family wishes. It tells me one thing. She knew exactly who she could trust and who she could not. That's what it tells me. Let me speak from my soul right now, y'all. A mother's last act is her loudest truth. Traci didn't make a mistake. She didn't forget. She didn't overlook anybody. She made a conscious, crystal clear, spiritual guided choice to put her son in charge of everything. Why? Because she knew who loved her without conditions. She knew who didn't judge her. She knew who didn't mock her behind her back. She knew who didn't look down on her. Your last decisions reveal your first loyalties. Amen? And when a woman gives her final authority to her child instead of her siblings, baby, she's been keeping receipts for years. Let's stop playing, y'all. Let's stop playing, y'all. We all saw the tensions for years. We all saw how she was talked to. We all saw how she was handled. And we all saw the moments where she was the butt of the joke. And you could tell she carried wounds that nobody ever apologized for. Sometimes the black sheep was actually the healed one who kept trying. Sometimes the quiet ones, y'all, was actually the strongest one holding everything together. Sometimes the one everybody teases was the one everybody envied. Hello? And envy don't appear just because somebody passes away. Let me tell you something from a spiritual angle, y'all. Your child knows your tears. Your child has seen you broken. Your child has seen you pray. Your child has seen you suffer in silence. Siblings don't always see that. Parents don't always see that. Spouses don't always see that. But your child sees the real you, baby. Traci left her son in charge because he was the one who never switched up. He was the one who didn't minimize her pain. He was the one who didn't treat her like an inconvenience. He was the one who didn't compete with her or criticize her. She didn't trust the spotlight. She didn't trust the cameras. She didn't trust the politics. She trusted blood loyalty, not blood relation. And there's a difference. There's a difference between blood loyalty and blood relations. Do y'all know about that today? Listen to me. You don't have to hate your family to not give them your power. And I want y'all to watch this video because in this video that I got, they gonna break it down, baby. They are gonna break it down. Why Traci trusted her son and wanted to give her son in charge of the estate. Not to Wanda, Like we see she trying to hijack. And I got another video for you, Tawanda. I got another video, girl, for you. But Traci loved her sisters, I will say that. But she also understood them. Sometimes you love people, but you still don't trust them with your life. And her estate was her life. That was her legacy, her voice, her story, her name, her dignity, her peace. Traci wasn't confused. She wasn't petty. She wasn't emotional. She was wise. She said, I'm not leaving my last breath. She said, I'm not leaving my last breath in the hands of people who didn't honor me when I was alive. That's not shade, y'all. That's discernment, okay? This child is grieving his mother and fighting off drama all at the same damn time. And I know it's been some years, but I don't care what y'all say. You never stop grieving your mother. You never stop grieving your mother. I don't give a damn if your mama died 50 years from now. You never stop grieving your mother. And you see, he wasn't ready for all that pressure they have for him. Okay, I have to keep on checking because I keep on thinking I'm hearing something. Let's get these likes up, y'all. I'm about to play the video in a minute, but you know I love talking to y'all. Listen, that's why her wishes mattered so much. She set it up so that even in her death, she was still protecting him. She didn't want nobody overriding him. She didn't want nobody spinning narratives. She didn't want nobody taking control in the name of the family. Tawanda, she said what she said. She wrote what she wrote. Her son was in charge, not the sisters, not the show, not the fans, not the industry. Her son. Can I get an amen for that? So, all right, baby. Now that we set that tone, we're about to press play. Hello. We're about to press play on the conversation that has the internet vibrating. Because when Traci's sons open up, he confirms everything that the spirit already revealed. Grab your drink, share this video, hit that like button, comment down below, because your cousin Gigi gonna show where you stand. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot, y'all. Baby, now let's get into this video.
I don't know, man. I've been going through so much negative stuff in the last couple of years. Yeah. I can't keep taking on negative energy.
Yeah. Traci Braxton really shook things up when she left her son, Kevin Surratt Jr., in charge of everything after her passing. Her will made it clear. Kevin Jr. was her personal representative, handling her funeral, her debts, and even her brand and likeness. And let's not forget, she left him most of her estate, while her husband, Kevin Sr., got a few specific things like some bank accounts, a diamond ring, and other personal items. Word on the street is, Traci's sisters didn't have the best track record with her. Fans have been side-eyeing them for years, saying they treated Traci like the family outcast. Can you blame her for not leaving them in charge? Meanwhile, Kevin Sr. is out here saying the Braxton sisters disrespected him and ignored Traci's funeral wishes. Oh, and Kevin Jr., he's been struggling big time, juggling grief and family drama like it's his full-time job. Traci's decision screams, I know my family, and I'm protecting what matters. Honestly, would you have done the same? Traci Braxton's will. When Traci Braxton's will hit the public eye, it left everyone gasping, not just because of what was in it, but also because of what wasn't. The late singer and reality TV star left the majority of her estate to her son, Kevin Surratt Jr., while her husband Kevin Sr. and her famous sisters didn't get as much as some might have expected. There's drama behind this decision. Let's break it down. First, Traci's relationship with her sisters wasn't exactly rainbows and butterflies. Longtime fans of Braxton family values know the vibes. Traci was often treated like the family outcast. Remember that one episode where the sisters visited her house and all they did was complain about her cooking? Even Traci herself opened up about feeling left out. She once said on the show, "Sometimes it's like they don't see me. They only see what they want." And let's not forget how she was excluded from the original Braxton group after getting pregnant. So can we really blame Traci for deciding not to leave her legacy in the hands of people who didn't always treat her with love and respect? Then there's the husband, Kevin Sr. Traci left him a few specific items in her will, some bank accounts, a diamond ring, and other personal effects. But most of her estate went to their son. Why, you ask? Well, the tea here is piping. Allegations have been swirling for a while that Kevin Sr. may not have been the most faithful husband. There's even speculation that his actions led to Traci's health struggles. Fans have pointed fingers, claiming his alleged infidelity gave her HPV, which some believe contributed to her cancer. Though Kevin Sr. has denied these claims, it seems Traci wasn't taking any chances. One insider said, "Traci knew what she was doing. She trusted her son because he was always there for her." Speaking of Kevin Jr., he was clearly the light of Traci's life. She made him her personal representative, meaning he was in charge of everything from paying funeral expenses to managing her brand and likeness. She also left him most of the estate, which included real estate properties and her remaining assets. It's clear Traci wanted to set her son up for success, even in her absence. But here's where things get messy, because it's the Braxtons, so you know it's never simple. After Traci passed, her husband and sisters started pointing fingers at each other. Kevin Sr. accused the sisters of disrespecting him and not following Traci's funeral wishes. According to him, Traci wanted a small viewing and to be cremated, but the family claimed he went against her wishes by organizing a funeral with a live stream. Kevin Sr. defended himself, saying, "I was with my wife more than anybody in this world. I know my wife." He also slammed the sisters, claiming they never liked him and were trying to paint him as a bad husband. As for Kevin Jr., he's been dealing with his own struggles, including grief, a divorce, and ongoing tension with his dad. Things got so bad that at one point, Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. were caught on camera arguing, with Kevin Jr. accusing his father of lying and even blaming him for Traci's illness. Kevin Sr. reportedly called his son a liar and responded, "That was before your mother's cancer." Fans have speculated that Traci saw through all the dysfunction and wanted to protect her son from it. Some even think the sisters are now trying to use Kevin Jr. for their own benefit, despite not including him in much when Traci was alive. As one fan put it, "Traci was the only one looking out for her son. The rest of them are just in it for themselves." At the end of the day, Traci's decision to leave most of her estate to Kevin Jr. feels like a power move. It's her way of saying, "I know who has my back, and I'm making sure they're taken care of." And honestly, who can argue with that? Braxton family feud. Traci Braxton's relationship with her sisters was a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. From the outside, it might have looked like the Braxton sisters were thick as thieves, but fans of Braxton family values know better. Beneath the surface, there was tension, exclusion, and moments where Traci was clearly treated as an outsider. Let's take it back to the early days. The Braxton sisters, Toni, Traci, Tamar, Tawanda, and Trina, started their music careers together as the Braxtons. But when Traci got pregnant, things took a sharp turn. Instead of supporting her decision to have her son, the sisters left her behind. They went on to pursue the group without her, and Traci was essentially kicked out of the spotlight before the band even got off the ground. That moment set the tone for how Traci felt within the family for years. She once said on the show, "I sacrificed my dreams to raise my child, and they acted like I didn't matter anymore." Traci's son, Kevin Jr., echoed those sentiments, sharing how much it hurt his mother to be treated like she wasn't part of the team. Fast forward to their reality TV days, and the cracks in their sisterly bond only deepened. Remember the infamous fight during Tamar's birthday trip to Napa Valley? Tamar and Tawanda accused Traci of being bitter and holding grudges. Traci, visibly upset, fired back, "Y'all don't get to tell me how to feel." That moment became one of the most talked about scenes of the series, and it perfectly summed up their dynamic. Traci trying to defend herself while her sisters dismissed her feelings. Fans noticed a pattern. Traci was often excluded from major family decisions or treated like an afterthought. Whether it was business ventures, performances, or even simple family gatherings, she always seemed to get the short end of the stick. In one heartbreaking episode, Traci revealed how much it hurt her to feel like her sisters didn't respect her. "I just want to be treated like an equal," she said. And let's not forget the drama surrounding Traci's weight. Tamar, in particular, made some pretty harsh comments over the years. While Tamar might have thought she was being playful, Traci took those words to heart. During a therapy session on the show, Traci broke down, saying, "They make fun of me like I'm not good enough to be one of them." Fans noticed this, sharing, "Y'all let them call your sister a wannabe for years on national TV, and just now speaking on it, the Braxtons didn't advocate for Traci while she was here. That's what's eating them up." Things hit a new low during the family's final seasons of Braxton Family Values. Traci felt alienated after she refused to join a walkout organized by the sisters over contract disputes with the network. She continued filming solo, which led to even more tension. Her sisters accused her of betraying them, while Traci stood her ground, explaining that she had her own reasons for staying. Her husband, Kevin Sr., even chimed in on the show saying, "Traci's family doesn't appreciate her like they should. She deserves better." In the end, Traci's decision to leave most of her estate to her son, instead of her sisters, makes a lot of sense. She knew the pain of being left out, and perhaps she wanted to ensure her son never felt the same way. Traci may not have had the smoothest relationship with her sisters, but her actions in the will seemed like her way of reclaiming her voice and reminding everyone that she mattered. Kevin Jr.'s battle after Traci's death. When Traci Braxton passed away in March 2022, the world lost an incredible voice. But Kevin Jr. lost his mom, his best friend, and the anchor in his life. If you thought that was hard enough, life threw him another curveball. He was going through a divorce at the same time. Talk about being hit with a double whammy. As if the emotional toll of losing a parent wasn't enough, Kevin was juggling grief, heartbreak, and personal upheaval all at once. Kevin Jr. and Traci were as close as a mother and son could be. She was his champion, his sounding board, and his biggest supporter. You could see the pride in Traci's eyes whenever she spoke about him. She'd often gush in interviews, "That's my baby, my world, and my greatest accomplishment." And Kevin Jr. felt the same way. At her memorial, he broke hearts with his words. "She wasn't just my mom. She was my everything. Losing her feels like a part of me is missing." But grief wasn't the only thing he was dealing with. Behind the scenes, Kevin Jr. was also navigating a divorce, which is no picnic on a good day, let alone while mourning a parent. That's like trying to swim while carrying an anchor. It's exhausting, painful, and leaves you gasping for air. Sources close to him shared that Kevin was doing his best to stay strong, but the stress was piling up faster than anyone could have anticipated. Then came the scare that no one saw coming. Kevin Jr. suffered a seizure and was found unresponsive, a moment that sent shockwaves through the Braxton family and their fans. The seizure was reportedly triggered by the immense stress he'd been under. Toni Braxton later addressed the incident in an interview, saying, "It was a terrifying moment for all of us. Kevin Jr. has been through so much, and we're just trying to make sure he knows he doesn't have to carry all of this alone." Despite the chaos in his life, Kevin Jr. has been finding ways to honor his mother's legacy. He's spoken openly about the lessons Traci taught him and how she shaped the man he is today. The Braxton sisters, who have had their fair share of family drama, have rallied around Kevin Jr. during this time. Tamar Braxton shared in a candid moment on social media, "Traci would want us to look out for her baby, and that's what we're doing. We're his village now." Kevin Jr.'s road to healing hasn't been easy, and it's still a work in progress. Losing Traci was a loss that shook him to his core, and his divorce only added to the heartbreak. And let's not forget the health scare. It was a reminder that grief and stress can take a serious toll, even on the strongest among us. Kevin Sr. versus his son. When Traci Braxton tragically passed away after battling cancer, the loss left the Braxton family reeling. But behind the scenes, whispers of tension between Kevin Sr. and their son, Kevin Jr., began to surface. If you've ever thought your family drama was over the top, the Braxtons might just take the cake with this one. Rumor has it that Kevin Sr. may have been harboring some resentment toward Kevin Jr., and it wasn't just about grief. Traci's passing hit her family hard, but Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. were both dealing with unique emotions. Traci had made the bold decision to leave the bulk of her estate to Kevin Jr., a move that reportedly didn't sit well with her husband. Sure, Kevin Jr. was her pride and joy, but some sources claim Kevin Sr. felt sidelined, like he was left out of the final chapter of her legacy. And it seems that resentment may have spilled over into something much more painful. Now, this is where things get complicated and messy. Insiders close to the family suggest that Kevin Sr. might have unfairly blamed Kevin Jr. for contributing to Traci's cancer. Let's be clear, that's not how cancer works, but grief can make people say and do irrational things. Traci was reportedly the glue that held her son and husband together, so when she was gone, old tensions rose to the surface. To make matters even murkier, some speculate that Kevin Sr.'s anger wasn't just about grief, or even Traci's illness. It might have stemmed from her decision to give the majority of her estate to Kevin Jr. instead of splitting it with her husband. A source close to the family revealed, Kevin Sr. always saw himself as Traci's rock, and when she left most of what she had to her son, he felt betrayed. It was like he didn't matter anymore. Adding fuel to the fire, Kevin Jr. reportedly felt blindsided by his father's reaction. In the wake of losing his mom, the last thing he expected was to be at odds with his dad. According to friends, Kevin Jr. has said, "Mom wanted me to have her legacy, and I don't think she made that decision lightly. I just wish Dad could see that it wasn't about him. It was about what she thought was best." Toni Braxton, the unofficial spokesperson of the family, subtly addressed the tension during an interview, saying, "Grief does strange things to people. We all cope differently, and sometimes that means we lash out at the ones we love." Fans speculated she was hinting at the rift between Kevin Sr. and Jr., though she didn't name names. As for Kevin Sr., he hasn't spoken publicly about the alleged blame he placed on his son, but actions often speak louder than words. Family insiders claim he's been distant and cold toward Kevin Jr. since Traci's passing, leaving their already fragile relationship on even shakier ground.
I want to address the video that's been circulating on social media. It's showing a disagreement between my son and I. Unfortunately, this video was recorded by someone with intent on gaining notoriety and defaming my character. During this exchange, some disrespectful remarks were made. As a father, I felt it was important to address this situation firmly and in the moment. I want to make it clear that no physical altercations occurred, and this incident happened some time ago and is being made to seem recent. It's disheartening to see this recording being used to create division and to mock our relationship.
Of course, this kind of family drama isn't new to the Braxtons. Fans know that the sisters have had their share of public feuds, but this situation between Kevin Sr. and Jr. feels different. It's not just a clash of personalities. It's grief, legacy, and emotions all tangled up in one messy knot. At the end of the day, it seems like both Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. are grieving in their own ways. The problem is, instead of coming together, they're letting anger and misunderstandings drive them further apart. As one fan tweeted, "As an outsider looking in, Kevin Jr. was the only person that Traci wholeheartedly trusted with all of her might, from assets to her legacy." Kevin Sr. can't get mad at his son about what his wife did because it comes off as being greedy. If there's one lesson in all this, it's that grief doesn't follow a script. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes brings out the worst in people. Hopefully, Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. can eventually find a way to mend their relationship and honor Traci's memory together, because in the end, that's what she would have wanted. Kevin Sr. and the Braxton sisters.
Think y'all maybe should talk to his dad?
Who's a negative soldier?
I mean,
I can't. Are you willing to?
yeah. I can understand that no one really wants to talk to little Kevin's father because there was a pretty public rift between our side of the family and him right after Traci passed. We understood from Traci herself that she didn't want a funeral and she wanted to stay private for that part of her passing, but Traci's husband decided to have a funeral anyway and put it on the internet. And you never know, a marriage is a private affair, so you never know what Traci and her husband talked about, or maybe he needed that for himself. So I got to be fair about that. But I'm just saying, maybe it's worth finding out more information of why little Kevin is estranged from his father so we can help him find peace, whatever that means, whatever that is.
It seems like the Braxton family drama didn't take a break even after the heartbreaking loss of Traci Braxton. As fans mourned alongside the family, many started to notice some glaring tension between Kevin Sr. and the Braxton sisters. It wasn't just your typical family disagreements. It was the kind of drama that has everyone raising an eyebrow and asking, what's really going on here? Traci's passing was devastating, and understandably, her family wanted to honor her in the best way possible. But here's the catch. There were two separate events, a funeral and a celebration of life. And Kevin Sr. wasn't exactly a major player in the sisters' plans. Reports claim that the sisters were upset that Traci even had a funeral at all because she allegedly didn't want one. Kevin Sr., however, went ahead with the arrangements, and it didn't sit well with them. Toni Braxton, the family's most vocal member, seemingly shaded Kevin Sr. during an interview when she said, "We wanted to respect Traci's wishes, but not everyone saw it that way." Fans quickly picked up on the tension, with many questioning why Kevin Sr. seemed so isolated from the rest of the family during this difficult time. And if that wasn't enough, Kevin Sr. apparently had his own grievances with the Braxton sisters. He claimed they never liked him and used this moment to paint him as the bad guy. "They've been coming for me since day one," Kevin Sr. reportedly told a close friend. "No matter what I did, it was never good enough for them." It's no secret that the Braxton sisters have always been a tight-knit group, sometimes to the point of shutting out outsiders. And Kevin Sr., who was married to Traci for over 25 years, felt like he was never fully welcomed into their circle. A family insider revealed, "The sisters thought Kevin didn't do enough for Traci, especially toward the end of her life. They felt like he should have stepped up more, but Kevin insists he did everything he could." The tension between Kevin Sr. and the sisters seemed to explode during the mourning period. While the sisters grieved together and supported each other, Kevin Sr. was noticeably absent from their public displays of unity. Fans couldn't help but wonder why he wasn't included in the family's mourning process. Was it by his choice, or did the sisters push him away? To add another layer of drama, Kevin Sr. addressed the criticism head-on. "They're trying to make me out to be the villain, but I love Traci with all my heart," he said in a private conversation that later leaked. But according to the sisters, it wasn't just about Kevin Sr. arranging a funeral Traci allegedly didn't want. It was about a pattern of behavior they found problematic. Tamar, never one to hold back, reportedly told a friend, "He wasn't the husband Traci deserved. She deserved someone who would have fought harder for her." Fans have been divided on the issue, with some taking Kevin Sr.'s side and others siding with the sisters. One fan commented on social media, "If Traci left everything including the role of executioner to her son instead of her husband, and asked to be recorded every time she met with her attorney, that tells me everything I need to know about her marital relationship." At the heart of this drama is a family in pain. Kevin Sr. lost his wife, the Braxton sisters lost their beloved Traci, and somehow, instead of coming together, the situation turned into a blame game. Whether it's unresolved resentment or grief manifesting as anger, it's clear that the Braxton family has a long way to go before they can find peace. And as fans watch this story unfold, one thing is certain. Traci would have hated to see her family tearing each other apart like this. Maybe in time, they'll all come to realize that honoring her memory means setting aside the drama and focusing on the love she had for all of them. Braxton family drama. While the world has been watching the fallout, Kevin Jr., Traci's son, has been hit hardest of all. He has been openly struggling to cope with his mother's death. Losing a parent is never easy, but for Kevin Jr., it's been particularly challenging. Reports claim that Kevin Jr. has been leaning on his father, Kevin Sr., during this difficult time. But it's clear that no matter how much support he gets from his dad, the void left by his mother is something no one can fill. He can't even think about moving forward without his mom by his side, a close friend of the family revealed. Meanwhile, the Braxton sisters seem to be capitalizing on Traci's death in ways that have not gone unnoticed. The family's public mourning has led to some people questioning if they are using Traci's passing to further their own careers. The sisters have been spotted making numerous media appearances and promoting projects that seem suspiciously timed with Traci's death. Tamar, in particular, has been keeping herself in the spotlight, with some fans accusing her of trying to capitalize on her sister's tragedy. While the sisters have every right to honor their sister's memory, the timing of their promotional efforts has raised eyebrows. Amid the family drama and public fallout, there's an unexpected twist in the relationship between Kevin Sr. and Traci. Believe it or not, Traci's death actually seemed to bring Kevin Sr. and Traci closer together during their final years. In the years leading up to Traci's passing, their marriage had faced its challenges. But according to those close to the couple, they found a new level of understanding in their relationship toward the end. Traci and Kevin Sr. had their ups and downs, but as Traci's health worsened, they grew closer. It was like they had to make up for lost time, a source explained. The couple reportedly spent more time together, with Kevin Sr. becoming Traci's primary caregiver. He was there for her through her cancer battle, and it seems like that shared experience strengthened their bond. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Kevin Sr. reflected on the change in their relationship after Traci's diagnosis. "We had some rough patches, but we really came together when things got hard. We both knew we were in this for the long haul," he shared. And when Traci passed away, it was clear that their final years together had left a lasting impact on both of them. While the Braxton sisters have been in the public eye, Kevin Sr. has been quietly focusing on being there for his son and keeping Traci's memory alive. The drama surrounding the sisters seems to have only reinforced Kevin's sense of duty to protect what was left of his family. Kevin Jr., however, is still struggling to make sense of it all. Losing his mom, seeing his family caught up in the drama, and the grief of everything happening at once must be overwhelming. "I love you, Ma," he said in one emotional post. It's a sentiment that resonates with many people who have lost loved ones too soon. Through the chaos, Kevin Sr. and Kevin Jr. are trying to move forward together, even as the rest of the family plays their part in this ongoing saga. In the end, Traci's legacy lives on in her son, and maybe that's the one thing the Braxton family can all agree on. What do you think? Is the Braxton family's public mourning all about honoring Traci, or is it more about grabbing the spotlight? Share your thoughts on the